A fictional island for Microsoft Flight Simulator, the iconic Lancaster and Concorde. We might only be 2 weeks into 2022, but already the schedule of content is shaping up to be very strong. Before we get into all that though, the next two important dates for Microsoft Flight Simulator are the 26th of January and the 31st of January. On the 26th, Asobo and Microsoft will be conducting a new Q&A. These are always a great source of information for this sim, giving updates on both the current state of things as well as plans for the months ahead. Meanwhile, the 31st of January will mark the first of this year's major updates. World Update 7 will be bringing a vastly improved Australia directly into the sim with a bunch of terrain updates, some photogrammetry cities, some points of interest, and all the usual things besides. For further information on both of these, do check out the links in the video description below. Now, moving on to Thrustmaster. This is a hardware developer renowned for their peripherals, so it was somewhat of a surprise when they released a dedicated mod, a scenery mod, for Microsoft Flight Simulator. This comes in the form of a detailed fictional island featuring all manner of landscapes and buildings. The island, somewhat unimaginatively, is called Island. It's a 14GB download that apparently requires 28GB of hard drive space for the install process. The island was originally created by Thrustmaster as a testing ground for their own peripherals, intended purely for internal use. Thrustmaster eventually felt that the product was just too good to remain behind closed doors. They have therefore released it to the public for free. The download process is completely straightforward, and the island itself appears to be well worth taking a look at. Now, I haven't had the chance to take a look at this myself just yet, as we're currently in the middle of a house move, so do plan to get to this quite soon, but we're going to have to get the house move out the way first. Anyway, everything you need to know about all of this can be found in the video description below. Now, gliders. These are officially coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator in 2022 as a part of a big update. For now though, a number of third parties have provided glider support through third-party add-ons. The latest is coming from a third-party developer, Got Friends. This is aiming to be a study-level glider, and the devs are in fact working with the aircraft's manufacturers. They're going to be releasing the S12G then, which is somewhat of an unusual glider, some unique properties here. It has an 82-foot wingspan and a cruise speed of around 140 knots, which should make for some interesting flying. The more unique aspect of this particular glider though, is the fact that it features a small engine that can be used to help keep it in the air for longer as and when is needed. Now at the moment, there's no release date for the product, so it's unclear whether the developers are intending to release this before or after official glider support arrives. For now though, if I were to speculate, I'd imagine that Got Friends will be dependent upon an external app of some type to supply the glider flight mechanics, but I guess time will tell, so we'll have to wait and see on that. Microsoft Flight Simulator is certainly building up a huge catalogue of planes, some of which have come right out of the history books. The Lancaster is one such plane and is currently being developed by Aeroplane Heaven. Now, Aeroplane Heaven also have a version of this plane available in Prepared as well as FSX. This then brings up some rather curious questions about what can be expected for the MSFS version of the plane. Aeroplane Heaven's previous release, the Grumman, wasn't particularly well received from what I can understand due to various problems, so the developers really do have their work cut out for themselves if they want to deliver a high-quality Lancaster. Personally, I hope they achieve this with very good results, as this particular aircraft is an amazing-looking plane, so it really deserves the extra attention. Remaining on the subject of iconic planes, DC Designs has published some new screenshots of their version of the Concorde. Latest information from the developers indicates that their Concorde is a fairly ambitious project. Whilst it certainly won't be study level, they've said that much themselves, it has had a lot of work put into it. DC Designs have even been getting support from Asobo on this particular release. The latest screenshots, which you can see right here, give some indication on the current progress of the plane. There's still no release date just yet on this one, but the prospect of flying this supersonic airliner is definitely a very attractive one. This then brings us to an end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.